Hello friends, now we are going to solve the question trapping rainwater, right? So basically we are given some sort of building structure, some sort of height structure, and we need to find out if whenever the rain comes from the upside down, how much maximum water you are able to store it, right? So and we need to ignore the outflow of the water. So what we'll do now? So basically, if I check uh, for my any ith index, the one thing I check here, if like for any ith index, the amount of water it will be able to store, it will be only able to store like if we have a higher buildings around that, and because it will provide me the spot to store the water, right? And I have this building, so I need to store water, right? So basically, to store water, I must have some higher buildings around it, and only if I have some higher buildings around it, then only I will get able to support. So I need to check what is my what is the maximum height I can get on my left side, what is the maximum height I can get on my right side, right? So I will store water, and if I try storing water, because the heights which, like suppose the height is this one, we also get an height this one, but we will be able to store water for the larger heights, right? So we will ignore the smaller heights. So yeah, so I will be able to store water till the minimum of these two heights. Right? For any index I'll say that we can store water up till this region, right? So how shall we do it? So one of the basic approaches, like I iterate over my given loops. Let's suppose I am on the ith building, then I will check what is my maximum value on my left side, what is my maximum value on the right side, and take minimum of that. Yeah. So this is one of the possible options, but we are not gonna do it, right? Why? Because it will take bigger and square loop, and we need to approach optimal. So let's try to solve it using, like, let's try to pre-compute the minimum heights and the maximum heights for a given index. So for computing, let's suppose I have an array left. It pre-computes the height. Like, what is the maximum height before the index I? That's an easy. I will traverse the loop. I will say, okay, so yeah, I am traversing the loop. I will say, what is the value of what is the maximum value of my previous node, right? And what is the maximum? Sorry, what is the maximum value for? I need to check the maximum value. So I will say the maximum value of my previous node, so maximum height before my previous node, comma my previous height. Because if a building higher than this building is present behind that, it would be same for this one, sure. And if this is greater, I will just checking that, okay, if the value for it, so the maximum left for it, is it greater than this one? And then I'll check, okay, which one is greater, and then I'll just store it, right? And same way for doing the right thing, I can start from the last of my array. Starting from the last of array basically means, okay, I am doing for the left array, from starting, and for the right array, I'm doing from the last one. So that's pretty clear, I guess. And then I will traverse over my given height structure and say, okay, for ith index, I'll check what is my left height, what is my right maximum height, and take minimum of those. And say, okay, if my minimum is less than I will not be able to store the water on that. For sure, I will not be able to store the water, right? Yes, because it will just outflow. It will not be able to store. And after that, if its minimum is less than I'll say, okay, I cannot store water, continue. But if the minimum is greater than I, so okay, so the amount of water that I can store is like minimum of area of I. I think that's fine. And using this approach, we say that okay, we traverse the loops 3 times. So basically, it is big of n. If we talk about time complexity, and if we talk about space complexity, we used n arrays, right? So it is big of n again. So this was like better than previous approach, big of n, big of 1. Previous approach was like big of n square, and here it was big of 1. It was bigger. So let's discuss another approach. Suppose I have given this array. I'm initialing my one of no, I will initialize 2 pointers, one at the start and one at the end. So what I'll say that if so I will be traversing my array using these two variables, and I will be maintaining two variables, left and right. So what is my left? So left is basically nothing, and I'll say that what would be the value, the maximum tower I achieved to the left of I, and right means the maximum value I will achieve to the right of j, right? So yeah, so if I am say some element L, my pointer, I have some pointer at L, and I say that, like let's listen it carefully. I'll say that my left is small than right, right? So particle I'll say that my left is smaller than I. So I'm claiming that every element before that is smaller than the particular right. So how big I may get the values right of j, right? Minimum will always be left because it's less than, right? So for sure I can say that basically there is a value, right? And there is a value, right? Yeah, so there is a value. So I'll say that okay, for sure now I have confirmed this thing that there is a height on the left of this index which will restrict the water, right? Because any tower right to the j may get anyway bigger, but the minimum height of these two would be the left. Okay? So for that index, I will say okay, the index would store the water is left j minus, right? If j is less than left, then I'll say okay, this will be. And same way, if at any index at which j is pointing, and if I say that right is less than left, right? I'll say at any index where right is less than left, so I can claim that all the elements to the right of this, all the elements to the left of this may get how much bigger the value. The value of left may get how much bigger, but the decisive factor would be the right max, right? Because it would be smaller than that for sure. So I will for that particular element, I will say just return I minus. I will say the element which I am at and minus. And I will do this while till the point my I is not greater than j. I will do it till my I is not I is less than j. So let's try to read. Yeah. Yeah, so int I'll say that okay, I'll start from here. This is my left pointer. Minus 1. Zero. Right now, what I am saying that I is this. We'll do this. If I say that if my max is less than or equals to right now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to just say that I have this. Answer, that's fine. Answer is equals to. I will just take an output name math.marks 0, comma, height of I. That's pretty cool. After that, I will just update my left of marks and update my left. Add that mark. Array of 5. My I am at target. Because while I am at target element, I'll say it. And I'll say just move my icon. Here I'll say else counter. Else counter is like I put my right mark. I'll say max. This time I am at the jail. Right max is equals to math.max j, comma. That's pretty cool. I'll say that j after this loop and because there will be one place. Why not? You can just say live version. So let's try run this code. We might get some errors. Right. It's hard to beat max equals to 0 right now. And then that value just save it. Answer first number I minus with this f max equals to right oh sorry could be one of the questions. This is one of the questions. Let's find for this. Why isn't that? Yeah, great success. That's good. We have done it in big of n, big of 1. Bye. We'll see you in the next video.